Hey guys, so I've been working on redesigning the e-bike a little bit, making it a little bit cleaner, um, making the battery mounts a little bit better. Um, as I mentioned previously in in my other video, the way it was mounted before was pretty bad. It was like tape and straps and stuff like that. Not the best way to do it. But anyway, the way I have it now is I actually don't know exactly how this is going to go. So this is one configuration where two batteries, and the only problem with this is that the batteries are heavy. Each one's around, I would say 20 pounds, 25 pounds. So you have 50 pounds of weight right there. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I think this is the best configuration because I can easily get on and get off this without any problem. The only concern about having something like this is that because this is resting, even though there's going to be two, possibly three uh, clamps, or not clamps, hose clamps on attaching this to this up top tube right here, it's going to rotate. Without anything, it's going to rotate around it. It's definitely going to rotate if there's 50 pounds of weight and it's top heavy like that. So the way I thought to do that is, and let me just take this off real quick. The way I was thinking about doing that is to basically I put uh, this is a 3/4 subfloor board, and what I did was I put, it's hard to see, but I put two boards on this side and this side, and then I reinforced it with basically another block right here like that, and then so now it's basically straddling this top tube and also the down tube right here. And then this block right here in the middle, I'm going to put a hose clamp across there to clamp it onto this block. And then I'm going to put two screws here and here, and then on the other side as well. So that it should not rotate. I mean, should not. It's 50 pounds of weight, I don't know. Um, but this is a pretty strong board. And I think the screws that I have in there are pretty good. None of the boards are split from the screws because it's such a heavy duty board. But anyway, so this should prevent it from rotating. I might have to put another one right here, like similar to this on this top two part, but I'm hoping not. But that might be a possibility. And also, didn't go over these boxes, but these are drawer boxes, pre-finished white bamboo drawer boxes that I got from Target, about $8 each. And you know, I actually did test this with the actual batteries, and it fit perfectly. So this would actually, it has this little, indentation, or not groove, but recess here, and this actually fits. I made this board so that it fits in there like that. So what I'm gonna do is once I'm got everything set, I'm going to nail this part down to here, and then put the two batteries on top, and obviously I'll put this one on top, and in between I'm gonna surround it with a board, with a really thin board on this side, and then on this side I'm going to put two stronger pieces of wood here, here and here, and then here and here and here. So obviously everything stays together, and yeah, and that's pretty much about it, I think. Um, it's not going to be permanent, obviously, so you need to be able to remove it. So there's going to be a nuts here and a nuts here, that you can obviously unscrew, and down here as well. Nuts here that you can screw. So, or sorry, down here, it'll be you're down here, or actually, let me think about this. Yeah, it'll probably be up. No, it'll probably be down there. Down there. Two nuts right there, and two nuts right there. And two nuts right there, two nuts right there. So whenever I need to service the battery, I just unscrew those nuts and I can just take it off really quickly. And then the sideboard would just be glued on here. It'll just be more for protecting the battery from the rain and stuff like that. And obviously it'll be here as well. But obviously the boards will be there also too, if that makes sense. So that's how I'm thinking about doing it now. The reason why is that the other way is, let me take this nail out here, to put it over here, which is actually be, the cleaner way to do it, just like that. But the problem here is I'm so short that, and there needs to be another board beneath this as well. So we take that board, one second, put that board there, that'll attach to the rear rack, and then put this board on there, like that. It doesn't look as clean, but the biggest problem is that if I can't really put my leg over this without having to, like, really kind of jump over it. So it would make like getting on and off this bike very difficult for me. Um, and this is as low as it can actually go as well. And this thing too, unfortunately, is actually pretty much rusted in there, so it's not coming out. Yeah, so that's about it. I don't know if this way will actually work because it's pretty heavy, but either way, I still need to have, even with one battery there, I still will need to have that thing because even with the one battery and the hose clamps, it's still going to rotate at some point. And better just you do it now. So, I don't think I see. Okay, and the other thing obviously is like the batteries are separate, so I'll need to combine the batteries somehow, and I'll probably just tape the batteries together, or not, or just rely on two pieces of wood right here to keep the batteries from flying out. Or yeah. So yeah, so that's the update on the bike. And the last thing is this year I got tire liners for the tires. The only reason you need to get this is if you have the stock tires. So you have some premium like Maxxis or wherever type of tires that you have. You don't really need this, but you do need this if you don't have that, because I did get a flat once in the rear tire, and it took forever to get it back home because of the flat. So I never want to really have a flat again. And I've used tire liners in my previous e-bikes, and there's really never a flat after that. Of course, you don't really need it if you actually have decent tires. But yeah, so that's kind of the update, and also just cleaning things up. I'm not going to use the power meter this time because it really didn't tell me anything that I already know. I mean, obviously you can tell how much power you're using, but that's not really that important, to be honest. Um, you can usually kind of approximate by the speed that you're going at. And yeah, so that's about it. So my goal today, and I already did enough work I think for today, is to just change one of the tires or put the liners in one of the tires, and then just clean up all this crap right here. Um, I do need to get another one of these. These are really useful, especially if your work area is really small. So if I have two of these, I think I can actually do everything that I need to do. But right now, with one of them, it's okay, but it's not the greatest because it's kind of loose a little bit. It will be difficult to cut bigger pieces. But if I had two of them, and obviously 8 clamps in total, this will really work out in terms of basic home woodworking. And I got this on sale for like 14 bucks, so I'm hoping to get another one for 14 bucks. But unfortunately, the place I got it from is discontinued, so I'm gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, so that's about it. And obviously from my other video, I am planning to get a Honda Grom. Um, Pretty soon, probably like in a month and a half to 2 months. Right now, the weather is still a little bit cold. This week it's gonna be like 40s or something like that. But next week is gonna be high 50s, and that's when I really like, I can start taking the bike out to work and riding around a little bit. So I do have a week to finish this up, and it probably will take me a week to do that because here I need to test if this will actually work, which obviously I need to have everything already. I can hammer this in now. There's no problem hammering in, and then I do have the hose clamp this area, the top area in, but I need to get one specifically sized for the bottom, which I can get tomorrow, and then and after that, drill two holes into there to to fit it all together. But yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Um, I'm really hoping this will work. The two batteries on top, and it won't be too top heavy. And then if that's the case, then I can actually just lower this a little bit because this seat is also a little bit too high for me at the moment, just a tad bit too high. I like it just a bit lower so I can, and that's the other reason why I'm getting on the ground, is because I could ride an entry 300 or wherever, but I like to really flat foot and be comfortable on a bike. And right now, on any other bike but a Z125 or a Grom, I can't do that. And on this bike itself, I'm a little bit too short, where the seat actually needs to go down a little bit more, maybe about an inch or an inch and a half. Probably an inch and a half because I'm not really going to be pedaling that much. There's a Okay, so in terms of seat height, there's a difference between maximum like leg power extension. So I do road bike also too. So and that seat's pretty high. But I can obviously there's nothing on that bike. I can just hop it on and off it in between it. And so there is a length of your or seat height that you need to maintain so that you can maximize the power of your legs. But here it really doesn't matter because it's an electric bike. I won't be pedaling that much. And yeah, so what I like to do is I like to actually make sure this works and then remove this rear rack and drop the seat a little bit just to be a little more comfortable with it. The only downside obviously is that if there is water or some water on the ground, this is going to kick up on my back pretty bad because there's not going to be a rear rack there to keep the wind from or the water from kicking up in the back. Yeah, so that's the update. Gonna change the front tire, put the liner in the front tire today. I think that's good enough because I've done enough work on it. And then tomorrow I'll change the rear one and also hammer that in and start thinking of or hammer that in and get the front part pretty much all squared away, or this part not including the battery. And then I might once I get that in there, I might start putting the battery itself on top of there and seeing how the weight feels. And obviously, when I put the battery on there, I need to be very careful because I can't drop the battery. Uh, so yeah, so that's the update. Um, Hopefully, I get this done by. I'm hoping to get most of it done by tomorrow, and then into the weekend. This I had to work in tomorrow, and then Wednesday, Thursday I have to work. So I'm hoping to get it all ready to go for next week. We're riding next week. Because at that point I think the weather will be pretty good for start for for riding. Yeah. So okay, talk to you guys later.